Alright, we'll give it a second here to buffer and make sure everything does exactly what it should. And hopefully that is. So I don't know if YouTube scheduled this quite the way it's supposed to, but we tried. So anyway, as always, this is Reverend JR, and I found these magazines a little while ago at the thrift store, of all places, as you do. Probably had these for, about a year, maybe 3. But I just thought they were neat, and I thought I would share them and show you the way things are different from how they used to be to how they are. And both of these clearly have one thing in common, and that is they were from around the time JFK got killed. You can see that one's March 7th, 1967. This one is February 7th, 1967. So that puts it in perspective. Let's see what kind of things are in these old magazines, because they're quite a bit different from the way you might expect it to be today. The first thing we have is an advertisement for the Firebird Pontiac car. Very, very nice looking car. Very nice photography. Good color print. You can't see it too well, I guess. It's kind of worn. But the print quality is decent. You got other Firebirds there. You could almost frame that, It's just a nice picture. An advertisement. And it shows you what's coming up next time. And over here on the corner, we have an advertisement for Tampax. Looks like we've got the full table of contents there. If you want to stop and read that, you can, I suppose. An advertisement for New York Life, which, as you're all probably familiar, is an insurance company. As you can see, they're very neat magazines. You've got a advertisement for alcohol on the back of a motorized vehicle here, which really wouldn't fly well today. As you can see, nowhere down here at the bottom does it say drink responsibly. It's for Hiram Walker's Imperial Blended Whiskey. I'm not familiar with that brand. I really don't care for whiskey. Here's a product to help a woman get rid of her mustache. And another one for shaving your legs. You can see what kind of people they're attempting to sell to here. You've got something that isn't very common anymore is white-walled tires. And as you can see, the manufacturing style has changed considerably. And they say they'll give you 3,000 more miles. So there you go. Again, the imagery in these is kind of neat. It's very iconic of the 1960s, of course. Remember, don't put in bargain shock absorbers because, they'll fail on you quicker. If you think all trucks are pretty much alike, take our new one out, Some Inky Dark Night. And you can see when trucks used to be built like trucks, we didn't worry about safety stuff. No, just big chunks of metal you could run into shit. We've got a advertisement for underwear. Truly exciting. 39 cents. It writes for 1 year or your money back. So that was a pretty cheap pen, I think, for back in the day. That would have been very expensive. They're trying to sell you floor tiles here. And actually that shows up a lot better on the camera than it does even here. The colors are pretty bland. And they just pop right out at you. This camera is actually not bad. Alright. More other stuff. Makeup. You have records. Everybody knows how much I enjoy records. Any 4 albums for 99 cents. That'd be, and it says worth up to $23.16 at regular club prices. So this is one of the first record scams, I think. I call it a scam, but you might find it more useful. It'd be one of those things you'd pay for a subscription, and then they would let you pick some records and you get them. They'd send you other ones and that kind of thing. Not really something I was ever much into. Never had good luck with them. You've got an advertisement for a moving company called the Mayflower. An advertisement for Hearing Better. Look at those drawing styles. Very, very reminiscent of the time period. But yeah, I just think some of the imagery you can find in these things is really cool. Here you go. They're talking about how they have tree farms in this one, I believe. And they're seeding a forest and the elk are running away or something. Pretty neat. Again, I wish the colors showed up that nicely in real life. Because they're all very muted and kind of bland from being, 50 years old now. The good guys are always on the white horse. Good guys deserve their white horse. So do you. That's right. Drink this liquor and you'll have the best life you can imagine. Maybe you want an organ. You can buy one from Hammond. There you go. You can get your new hair color. That would have been a large fad about that time. And we got more stuff trying to sell you tires for your car. Look at the old ones, man. They're tiny. They're not gonna work as well. You got to have these ones with the big wide treads on them. Although this is actually backwards, because this is going to give you more rolling resistance. This is going to save you on gasoline. So that's just something to keep in mind when you're buying new tires. You'll give up a little bit in traction here, but you'll actually increase your gas mileage, especially if you're putting them on something like a car. Okay. The other thing is you've got to pay attention to the tread patterns, because different tread patterns give you different grip on different sections of road. Like these look a little wider, so that will help decrease the overall rolling resistance. But at the same time, these are not going to grip quite as well because the treads aren't as deep and they're not as wide set. So if you need a heavier duty application, find treads that suit your need. As you can see, there's that pattern on there, prominent on the advertisement, because it's what they're trying to sell you. They're trying to show you what kind of people use these tires. High performance folks. You got the ones who just want them to look nice. You got these fellas down here who are doing stuff in front of an old building. Looks classy, man. That's the kind of people they want you to think you are when you buy their tires. Your safety is our business. Well, at least they're not Goodyear, I guess. The Mercury company came out with a new car this year. It's the Cougar, the XR7. Look how fancy that car looks. Not that the average person would be affording it, I don't imagine. But look at all the luxurious crap you can have in it. You can have fancy decals. You can have dials, just like a real car. You've got your transmission shifter here. Quite possibly automatic, because that was coming into style. You got your fancy seats that might be leather or plastic. And there's even a little Cougar, in case you missed it. And then we have an article on draft dodgers in Canada. Damn Canadians. Why are you going to be like that? Then we have an article in the national parks, which is actually relevant again because of the Bears ears that Trump is trying to privatize. Just look at how cool this stuff was back then. There's some ice that froze around something. I don't know. I'm not reading all of it. And then a very nice shot of a tree in winter. Just a cool old magazine. I see someone has joined us, and I say hello. We're looking through an old magazine right now. I'm just showing you the differences from how they once were to how they are now. The national parks are really cool places. So there you go. You can get your whiskey advertisements again. It's a good thing I'm not drinking it, or this would be adult restricted. You've got an advertisement for Hammies, the delicious taste of ham. Ham Shapey. Ham Tasty. If you can make that out. Yeah, there we go. Advertising. The half cars. Cars that are half car, half you. That's right. Back in the day when you bought a car, it was a symbol of your status, or your machismo, or your femininity, or the fact that you want to be practical in a car that's 4 times larger than you need it to be. And then we get some really weird paper here. And we get some old quotes. Again, they're talking about JFK dying and all that good stuff. Jacqueline Kennedy wrote this apparently. So that's neat. Another car advertisement. Everybody seemed to be selling cars back in the day. Hey, remember when GM made money on the fact that they were good instead of relying on bailouts? Wish we had cars like that still. We have comics on the lighter side. More cigarette advertisements. I realize it's the first one you've probably seen in this one, but they were very common back in the day. Viceroy's got the taste that's right. Right any time of day. Here's why. Viceroy is the filter cigarette blended with natural flavor fresheners to enrich and improve the true tobacco taste. That's why Viceroy tastes rich, good, rewarding any time you light up. You don't need no silly Surgeon General's warning for cigarettes, no. And then we have a Budweiser advertisement. That's kind of a cool glass, you know? It's not nearly that large, though. 12 ounces. Right. I realize it's just a label. That guy's hand is actually considerably larger than mine. My whole hand fits in like 2 of his fingers on this advertisement. So yeah, you can imagine this would have been a 12 or 16 ounce pint. I don't know why they call them pints when they're more or less than a pint. Budweiser is the best reason in the world to drink beer. No, it's not. I can think of 100 better reasons than shitty beer. I do not like Budweiser, I guess, is what I'm saying. It's just not my thing. I mean, for a little less price, I can get Keystone and it tastes just as good, which is to say not very. Put your hand over the gray half and see how much younger I look. Does he look younger? He looks like I'm just feeling up his face now. This is weird. But there you go. Now, does he look really old here? He does. Ha ha, camera magic. Great day, a man's way to remedy gray. Ha ha, marketing jingles. We have a Ford by any other name would cost a lot more. Not anymore, though. The Ford Galaxy 500. Very nice cars, though. Quieter because it's stronger, stronger because it's built better. Marketing. We have one of the more iconic advertisements that you've probably ever seen, if you're familiar with American advertising. This is one of the case studies on one of the best, fastest rising kind of businesses in America at one time. And it was because they had this kind of advertisement. Again, maybe not the best known, but certainly one of them. They used to put this picture in a lot of their advertisements in their stores also. I think somebody was asking who would buy 100 pieces of chicken on Twitter. Was that Habib, maybe? Well, I think Colonel would. Disposable elegance. We've got new fashion plot is unfolding for bright young things with big social ideas and little to spend on a knock-'em-dead wardrobe. Let me tell you, if you're wearing around a piece of foil, you're never going to look stylish. Just saying. It looks like the worst dressing gown ever. Anyway, there we go. You can get one that's mesh, or you can get one that's I do not understand fashion. I don't. Even the Atlantic Ocean can't wash naturally blonde out of your hair. So hey, if you are not, you can become blonde by using a product that apparently will make you look naturally so. Except for them dark eyebrows, right? Right. No one ever noticed that. We've got a cola advertisement back before we had to worry too much about health regulations. Diet Right is a trademark of Royal Crown Cola Company, registered U.S. Patent Office, copyright 1967, Royal Crown Cola Company. Not a very common brand anymore. Wear out the yellow pages instead of yourself. So yeah, remember when phone books used to be a thing? Now I've got this phone right here, and it'll do all the calling for me, and even look up the numbers. My husband brought home cold power, and I had a fit. Here's the first sign of virtue signaling you might have. My husband did something, and I thought it was going to be terrible, and then I found out it wasn't, and here's my testimonial. Budget rent-a-car. For just $7 a day and 6 cents a mile, you can go all over the country, man, and beat up little children, I guess. I'm not sure what they're trying to advertise there. Damn it, little kid, that's what you get for wearing stripes, I guess. I don't know. Maybe they hit him with the car. Doesn't really make me want to buy from them. Mazola Pure Corn Oil. And we've got some other crap here. Another advertisement for a truck. Because you're a man. You got to buy a truck. Or something. The Magnificent Magnavox. It's a nice looking stereo. But after about 20 years, they all sound the same. You heard mine. They don't sound much better than that. No Scotch improves the flavor of water like teachers. So there you go. Scotch for when you're fishing on a fucking lake with a hole in it. And then Cousin Brucey, apparently he's a disc jockey. Remember when music used to come on discs? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Windsor Canadian, they're still around today. Again, I'm not a fan of whiskey, but it's a nice advertisement. I mean, it looks cool. It'll get you drunk, I'm sure. Then you got more stuff. RPM Inc. out of Cleveland. More insurance and crap. Our 8-year-old is in the insurance business. Remember when we didn't have labor laws and it was fun to make jokes about it? There's more stuff. These magazines are mostly just advertisements with a couple stories in between. Salem refreshes your taste. Rich tobacco taste, menthol soft flavor. Try Salem filter cigarettes. It doesn't actually say today, though. So they're not in a big hurry, man. Just do it whenever. Man talks turkey. He's going to tell you how to cook your turkey for the Thanksgiving, probably. Although, that definitely looks like food, and people do love food. You know, it's probably a popular kind of article. Soft whiskey. I don't have a clue. I don't drink the stuff. The bottle looks, meh. This one was kind of interesting, I thought. Something about the filter being different. Back when they used to give you statistics on stuff. Again, no advertisements telling you how unsafe these things are. So go out and smoke them today, kids. Back then, you could actually, get away with it. And then if you want to look like this fella, you got to use these things. So let's put them right on the pages right across from one another. And then remind you that these things suck, so you got to buy our product. It would suck if you just grew a beard, right? Can't be having that. All them damn hippies and commies. They'll come after you. Now look at that. That old Toyota for $1,760 POE. That's price on export, I think. And it says the white sidewall tires, accessories, options, freight, and taxes extra. It says you'll never let go. Which is, kind of ironic in hindsight because they did have that recall where the accelerometer just kind of went away with you. And if you were unlucky, you'd wreck it and you wouldn't ever let go. Toyota, Japan's #1 auto manufacturer. They're still pretty good today, except, when they're not. This comic is kind of funny. It's some dude talking about how the government has too many regulations and there needs to be fewer brands in the market. The lady's like, oh yeah, some third world countries like that too. Kind of warning us about network neutrality, I guess, and how the government was going to get rid of it. You've got a thing here you can take for lower back pain. Anacin. Not Anakin. You won't find this in Star Wars. Medico. You can buy pipes with med. Sounds like medical. They must be good for you. And then right under that we have free flower seeds, U.S. savings bonds, weight loss stuff, and something explaining how to get rid of your hemorrhoids. All on the same page. We've got oil on a chair. How can you top a kooky kijafa for refreshment with ice cream? The stuff claims to be cherry wine, sugar, natural flavors from the Brown Vintners Company, New York, New York. So there you go. And then the only good advertisement, in my opinion, when you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer. Give me a Schlitz. Sounds fine. Schlitz is okay. And another advertisement for cigarettes. So in case you didn't want to smoke at the beginning of this, you probably do now. And again, luxury length for menthol smokers. Pall Mall menthol now in green soft pack, also at popular filter price. So there you go. You've got your cigarettes. No advertisements telling you they might cause cancer, because back then we didn't believe in cancer. That's a modern invention, clearly. Look here. Another one on the day JFK died. Another car advertisement. We've got a shampoo advertisement. We've got another Tampax advertisement. This lady's doing naughty things with these. Well, I mean, not naughty. They're, hygienic. But anyway, we started with a simple plan. There's another car advertisement. In fact, that's Volkswagen bus. People probably would collect that and frame it. Just a month ago, all I could talk about was babies and recipes. Then the National Observer came into our home bringing fascinating new food for thought and conversations for the whole family. 25 weeks for only $2.67. 11 cents a copy. For your newspaper. Now we get that all free online, and then we complain if anybody wants to pay anything for it. Thus is life. Information wants to be free. I keep fit teaching tennis. I don't need health insurance. But a moaning man made me realize anyone can become injured or sick. Because you're an adult who doesn't have common sense, right? Wow, that's pretty cool, huh? Clearly this guy is supposed to be the Christian. That's the Muslim. That's the Hindu. That's like the Church of Satan, I guess. And that guy's wearing a fez, so he's clearly like a member of the lodge or something. I don't fucking know. Is it Greek to you? But yeah, look at them caricatures. Wonder if we can get away with those today. Probably not. Who will squeeze the atom for all it's worth? And yeah, they're trying to tell you, we want to do stuff with your electronic things. Like shove electrons into them in a naughty way. Up with good looks, down with high prices. Yeah, fuck you, nerd. You're clearly more attractive this way or something. That's what they want you to know. This girl costs too much. This girl is really low maintenance. That's a great stereotype that would probably not fly today. In fact, show it to your feminist friends. See if they think that women should just be dressing in advertisements. And we should compare them to cars. I'm not much of a feminist, but it's just clever how things were different back then. They want everyone to fly because they're an airline. We're looking for a man who knows how to keep a confidence. That's a weird sentence you wouldn't say anymore. Okay, kids, you can have this. The lucky number on this page may be your lucky number. Clip out this lucky number panel and take it to your store. All right, somebody print that out. Go see if we won $100,000, please. I mean, shoot, I'll take the color TV. Oh, and you can get candies. Kraft made a lot of things back in the day, it looks like. They still do. We got oil filters for whatever kind of car you want. I wish it worked that easily today. I have a Volkswagen, and that thing is just hard to get parts for, and it's not even that old. Oh, wow, that's an ugly color. That's a very ugly color. Don't really care for it. But there's how much things cost back then. You can get a dishpan for $1. Let's see, what other values do we have here? You could win that Mustang. I wonder if your hardware store gives away Mustangs very often anymore. Who knows? Butane torch for $2.98. And a fuel refill for $1. Dust filters, actually, you can still get about that cheap. If you're lucky and they're on sale. Of course, they're a lot thinner nowadays. You can get an electric room heater for $20. So there you go. You can get an alarm clock for $8. But again, I have one on my phone right here. Let's see, does it refocus? Nope, it doesn't care at all. Oh well. Oh, I better be careful. That might be too racy for YouTube. All that black, man. It's covering all the stuff you're not supposed to see. The naughty bits. Sorry, George. I have to babysit tonight. That's a weird euphemism for sex. But I guess you had to say what you had to say. Instant exercise works. I bet it does. So there you go. You can wear this thing. Popular exercises ever developed. Yeah, okay. It's an exercise plan. Give you a hint, kids. If you want to lose weight, go out, walk more, eat less. And you can send me $2 for that advice every time you take it. Congratulations. I just saved you a lot of money. We got another one for the True cigarettes. So many cigarettes, man. Getting a contact high just from all the advertisements. Valentine, February 14th is gift day. For Father's Day, you can get him this power tool thing. Looks like a combination sander and other stuff. You can get She will love GE's new manicure pedicure set. Light contoured power handle. 5 precision attachments for grooming of nails. Smoothing calluses. Attractive storage case. Remember, all this is put on by General Electric. The company everyone knows and loves today for making like light bulbs and high-end electrical equipment. But there was a time when you could buy an electric knife, or even a clothes brush, I guess. I guess you clean your clothes with it. I don't know. Sure, why not? YouTube doesn't like to refocus. You can get a mixer. You can get a little clock for your anniversary, so you can keep track of how long you're married until the divorce happens. Statistically speaking. This piece of cardboard means more than all the promises in the world. Don't you tell me. We have to treat you right. We're Chevy dealers. I don't think that's how it's ever worked. I don't think so. That's a cool advertisement, though. I like that layout. Only problem is you would never do it today because you would never have your logo go down a centerfold. Mind you, it's great. But you would never do that today for fear of them not seeing your logo in one place or another when you're paying for the advertisement to be put in a thing. Someone potentially got fired over that, I'll bet. Other than that, it looks pretty cool. You got a cougar up on the thing. It wins the Motor Trend Car of the Year award, so that's kind of neat. And you know, it's Mercury. It's the man's car. And here we go again. You've got more solid vinyl floor tile. Fancy. There we go. We've got another article on, like, religion this time, I guess. Then we got some cool stuff on Japan or something. Look at these dudes in their funny shoes walking around near a volcano. Let's go to a volcano, dudes. Have a daredevilish good time. Careful, I hope that shoulder doesn't get me a YouTube strike. That's kind of risque. Got a bicycle here and a dude delivering stuff. Times were very different back then. Not a clue. Not a clue. And then we're talking about some really old people in another advertisement, I guess. Here's a Canadian club advertisement. Best in the house in 87 lands. 6 years old, imported in bottle from Canada by Hiram Walker Importers, Inc. So there you go. You have the original Daredevil kind of advertisement. Drink our stuff, do dumb stuff, then go drink it some more. In the bar where you relax and talk about the dumb stuff you done. I had just climbed up the water wheel when things took a turn. Ha ha ha! Fucking puns. Sometimes I like them. That one's terrible. Lucky Filters will show you plenty. Plenty of smooth flavor. Plenty of fine, mild-tasting tobacco, too. It's the filter cigarette with fine tobacco. They want you to know it's fine. That's why they put it twice in such close proximity. Of course. And they are Lucky Strikes, which you don't really see around all that much anymore. They're not a big brand like they used to be. Parkland Hospital, case number 24740. The hours of chaos, fear, and apprehension following JFK's assassination. Yeah, I can imagine. And someone has marked this one, oddly enough. Apparently, conspiracy theorist or something. I don't really care. I'm not reading all this text. It looks so boring. Clearly, though, it's a different kind of material. And you can tell it was inserted from a different printer or something. It's just not the same quality at all. More Canadian whiskey. It must be Canadian whiskey advertising season in February of 1967. The newest piece of ski equipment is the hideout for an active young family to use all year. So there you go. Why see a marriage counselor? Get a select shift. So yeah, we have a couple fighting over which kind of gearbox they should get in their car, and Ford says, well, we kind of got both. We'll give you first and second gear, and third and up will be automatic. Because reasons, I guess. This is where your auto manual shifters start, and it's also where you get the idea of low gear, second gear, and then just fully automatic. Anyway, look on the light side. Sure. Oh, great. Another copyright strike. Because empowered women will piss off someone on the YouTubes. Body paint article. Cigarettes. Right next to a woman in a bikini with body paint. So, I mean, it's not a bikini, I guess. It's one piece. So, there we go. An article on some old acting dude, I guess. I fucking don't know. Will Russia win the SST race? Russians need a supersonic transport and probably will fly one first, says the man who headed our lagging SST program. So we got to race the Russians, of course. And then we've got the 67 Plymouth Belvedere from the Chrysler Motors Corporation, Plymouth Division. So yeah, look at all the cool things you can do with this car. You can drive it up by a lake, and you can drop your boat in the water like a kooky couple. You can check out the headlights from one corner. You can build a boat with a tail with a fucking, I don't know what the hell that is. It's a heart with a devil's tail, I guess. Whatever. I don't care. You got leather seats with another woman stuck in the back. There you go, man. You get all the women with that car. Is what they're trying to tell you. Look! A whole new kick and shaving lime shave cream. From Palmolive, whom you might be familiar with as a manufacturer of soaps nowadays. Now, pudding is ice cream. Hey kids, go get your ice cream. Go get your pudding, rather. Freeze it, and then serve it as ice cream. Wear out the Yellow Pages instead of yourself. Apparently, Yellow Pages thought it was very profitable to advertise the book that they give away. Maybe they didn't give it away back in the 60s. I fucking don't know. $17 a month, you can get a 16 grand family package of life insurance. It sounds good when you say, yeah, I'm paying money to you so when I die you cover expenses. But otherwise I can't use it. Chapstick, everyone knows what that is. It's ubiquitous. Well, and if you don't, it's a sort of moisturizing sunscreen for your lips. It's very useful when you're in places like Ohio and it gets to freezing and the weather dries you out quite a bit. We've also got the U.S. savings bonds being advertised here. For $18.75, you could buy a $25 one. And so on. Here you go. $10,000 savings bond you could buy for $7,500. Now paying 4.15% when held to maturity. Yeah, the idea was you loan the government this money and when it matures they pay you back. It's not a bad investment because they always pay off exactly what you expect them to. If Paul Jones is so light, they must be making it outside the States now. So how come it doesn't cost more? Because that's really not it. $4.32 for, we would call that a fifth, I believe. Yeah. And it doesn't actually say. It says blended whiskey, 80 proof. 72.5% grain neutral spirits. So it's 40% for $4. That's, you know, it wouldn't have been cheap back then, I don't think. Considering I can buy the cheap stuff now for $4. Come to where the flavor is. Come to Marlboro country, cowboy. You get a lot to like with Marlboro. Filter, flavor, pack, or box. And then you can sound like me. Until you die of lung cancer. I say that as a former smoker. Do not smoke. Here comes the king of beers. The dog is clearly the king. Everybody's probably familiar with this kind of advertisement. The Budweiser Clydesdales. Forget it's a Chrysler, let's talk price. Well, that's the idea. Take charge, move up to Chrysler 67. It's just a plain, boring-looking black car. Winston. Flavor your fun with Winston. Winston tastes good, like a cigarette should. Like your cigarette should. Smoke like this guy and you'll get that lady. Then you'll have the coffee and she'll smoke with you. Yeah, man. Don't need to remind you that this causes cancer, because this is the 1960s and we denied all that shit. The new Hip Dip chocolate fondue. And as you can see there, they're saying you ought to use, I believe it's Toblerone. The only advertisement in here that's not actually advertising what it is. It's just an article about fondue. But yeah, it clearly describes it as the triangular milk chocolate with honey and crushed almonds makes the ideal base for this super dip. Super dip, it's one word. It's more than a dip. It is elevated above that status, don't you know? Hey, look, pretentious art fuckery. Not my kind of thing. Oh, it's supposed to be Winston Churchill, but it really looks like, not at all like Winston Churchill. Not at all. Oh, snap. You can get stuff to outfit your house. Look how 60s that looks, man. I like how the table is just a chunk of wood that's been stained. There's that picture again. They paid for it. They got to get it in there twice. Then we have some model, like, swimming, I guess. I don't understand. Now turn winter psoriasis into summer skin. Okay. Nothing to say about that. It's just some kind of cream. Rub it on your skin, or else it gets the hose again, right? A dancer rocks the slums. Okay. Dancing and shit, I guess. People talked about weird shit in their magazines. Sunday, the day that belongs to families. And remember, here's something kids today won't remember at all. It's a perfect day for a romp in the snow with your brood. And a visit by long distance with the folks. There's no need to wait till evening. Lowest interstate rates are in effect all day Sunday. Why not call your folks? You'll agree, long distance is the next best thing to being there. AT&T and associated companies with a Bell System logo. That's right, kids. You used to have to pay a different price for your phone calls if you made them during the day, or if the people were further away, or whatever. Now you can just jump on your internet box and you can type in who you want to talk to them anywhere in the world. You're good to go. And it's free, generally. You can even go to the library, use their internet for free, talk to anybody in the world. It's wild, man. I wonder what's going to happen 20 years from now. Anyway, those magazines are clearly done. I'd say we're about ready to kick off here. So as always, that has been Reverend JR, signing off.